Unmuting.
Hello!
Oh, shit.
I am here!
Hi. I'm Dad. What is going on?
What is going on? We are reviewing the MCU.
Damn right.
Ranking the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to be watching like 24 movies and 3 TV shows over the next 13 weeks or so.
Three shows?
Yeah, because Loki will be up in the middle of this.
Motherfucker. Yep. Yeah, you're right.
And Black Widow's out at the end of it.
It sure is. Yeah, no, it as soon as I started watching, specifically when I started watching Hulk, I realized what I had just agreed to.
Okay, to be fair, most of these are not as big a piece of shit as that.
You're correct, but
there are 3 movies in this entire run that are real pieces of shit, and then the rest of them are pretty good.
I
Garl
think
in the chat seems like this is a good show.
Thank
you. It's nice to see you back, Garl, man.
It's been a while.
You took a good break. I'm happy to see you back in the community. I'll see you watching My Hero. I'm very happy about that.
So, hey guys, this is Super Gamecraft. My name is Aaron Reynolds. This is Bronson Fiore. Regulars know who we are, but big thing about us is we enjoy our Marvel, specifically our Marvel movies. And there have been a lot. So we're gonna go through all of them and rank them because we got Loki coming up, we got Black Widow's coming up, and as soon as this pandemic starts winding down, they're gonna start releasing those movies and continuing on with those shows. And figure now's a good time to start getting them all ranked.
Hulk is a bad movie. The Incredible Hulk from 2008 is not great. We'll be going over that in a minute, but we're going in order.
Yeah, we need to go in order. We're going in order from release date. So
we go in order from first to worst.
Mm-hmm.
I say first to last. So
first to last
of release date. So
first to worst is from number 1 to number 2.
And we're also going to rank all of these. So we will be pulling out Notepad at the end of this and tell you which is the better of the 2, and then next week which is the best of the 4, and so on and so on and so on and so on.
Yep.
All right. So with that said, Iron Man, man.
Iron Man. Okay, so this came out in 2008?
Yep, 08. It's May of 08.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
I remember this movie came out and I thought it was stupid. Like, I thought it was going to be stupid. Because, one, I was tired of movies that used the Middle East. Because that was a big to-do at the time.
Yep.
I was tired. I didn't really care for Iron Man as someone like... I grew up on comics, and I read comics, but I wasn't as indoctrinated by the Marvel side of things at the time.
Sure.
Will we be able to see the movie too? So the way we're setting it up is every week we're going to tell you what we're going to be watching, and then you watch it on your own time. Disney Plus, rent it, what do you got to do? And then you come in and enjoy the discussion with us.
Yeah, so unfortunately being able to have like watch parties or anything like that, like Disney Plus, they block you from being able to share your screen, and it would be too expensive to rent every single movie through,
Amazon. And then
Amazon blocks it on their screen too. YouTube's the one that doesn't, but again, it's like $3.99 each movie, and it's like...
Well, and then Amazon does have watch parties though, so you would be able to rent through Amazon, but the problem with that is that means everyone in our group is spending, $4 every single week,
right,
$5, $6, $7.
Exactly.
Yep. So this week we did Iron Man and Hulk. Next week, so everyone is ready, it's Iron Man 2 and Thor in that order. So
okay.
So everyone can be ready next week. This week, if you weren't ready, we understand. Hey, this is week 1. We let people know through the Discord. If they never caught those Discords or they never caught us promoting it, we understand.
Yep.
So that said, so
Iron Man.
So yeah, I wasn't like big on the character of Iron Man at the time. So I caught this movie later, and I absolutely loved it. The movie starts out with him in a Humvee, being all fucking cocky rich dude with dudes in the military. And then And then he fucking gets attacked. All the soldiers get bopped, bump, bump, bump.
Mm-hmm.
And he calls in. He tries to call for help on his phone. Sees a missile, says Stark Industries, blows up by him. Shrapnel goes in his chest, and then you see his chest start to get bloody, and he looks down and starts to peel his shirt out. And it cuts to 72 hours ago, right?
Right.
And that is where this movie starts to really win me over, because this entire scene is just fun. Just watching Robert Downey Jr. just be Tony is fun.
What is interesting about this movie, especially when you compare it to future Marvel movies, is that this is a very specifically Iron Man thing, is just everyone talking over each other, and it's just fast paced and it's real good.
It just moves at a pace that's really fun. They have the dice scene, and then they're walking out of Caesar's palace, and the reporter comes up, and he hits on the report. Well, first he asks his driver, she cute? He's like, yeah, she's cute. And then they do the interview. And then, Tony smashes a hot blonde reporter.
Mm-hmm.
So, and, cuts to next morning, you get introduced to Pepper.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was a real good introduction for that character.
Yeah.
It sets the tone for that character really well. I think that sets the tone for that character exceptionally well. And just it just moves at a quick pace. It doesn't allow you to get bored. Robert Downey Jr. is a ton of fun in this initial setup.
Yep. It just seems like that millionaire or billionaire lifestyle. Just the world is your playground, and he just exudes it through dialogue and mannerisms and everything he does, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that one thing that's really, really cool. One thing that's interesting about this movie is the production of this movie was such a shit show. The cuts and recuts and rescripting. Apparently over half this movie is apparently improv.
See, okay, so if that dialogue where they're all talking to each other is that makes a whole lot of sense.
Yep. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Emily in the chat. How you doing, Emily?
What up,
What's going on?
So yeah, there's that. No, so it's definitely okay. So no, for a second I said Emily's 4-month subscriber. I'm like, what is going on over there? So yeah, it's one of those things where it's just a lot of fun and sets good tone, I guess is the best way I would describe it.
It sets up real well.
And then you get to the Pepper Tony interaction,
really good.
They have such good chemistry in this film.
Yeah.
In later films, it's kind of up and down, but in this particular film, it's so good. Like, just seeing, like, Tony obviously is really into her, and she's just, like, kind of into him, but also she's also thinking, I really shouldn't fuck my boss.
Also, I'm about my work. Can I just get this work done? Also, that reporter at the beginning is pretty damn important, actually, for some turning points for Tony Stark throughout this movie.
Right. No, absolutely. She kind of guilt trips him first thing.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of guilt trips him first thing, and then second thing, she doesn't guilt trips him again, but he didn't know.
Right.
So
yeah.
So yeah, like that. That's that. You will get to her again later.
Yep.
But like the first run is she's
a reporter who has problems with him being a weapons manufacturer.
Yes.
And then he's not really responsive to it. He does take her seriously for a second, but then transitions that into a flirt, and that, then that all happens.
then he's Tony Stark, billionaire
Tony
playboy
Stark.
philanthropist.
Yeah.
Philanthropist.
Oh man, Emily got her second shot. Shit.
Nice.
God damn. Yeah, I just put myself on a list.
I actually found that certain variants of the vaccine are causing blood clots.
Yes, so, it's the way they're describing it sounds like it's very small, like it may not even be caused by the vaccine. But I'm still like, can I get a different one? Like that's fine and all.
I need to talk to my doctor about like, hey,
is this a problem or no?
Yeah, because I have a problem with those.
Yes.
So and then you get the plane scene, and Tony has his big weapons presentation, and then it flips to current day. And Tony gets to see all his fucking,
his weapons like, being used
his essentially decade of handiwork.
Yep.
Right? Like, Stark Industries everywhere. And instead of actually listening to them, he, of course, goes and builds the arc reactor. Which is, great, good for him, mini arc reactor. And then he starts planning to build the Iron Man suit, but then the fucking terrorists catch on.
Yeah.
And they're like, he fucking about to murder the shit out of Yin Sid. And fucking, it's like, nope, no, I need him. And they're like, we'll make your fucking missile. And
it was very interesting actually watching this whole thing happen, because I'm expecting this movie to like look over and like the terrorists are just like, oh no, they messed it up, they didn't watch the cameras, and like every time I had that suspicion, like, oh yeah, no, the terrorists are watching the cameras, and oh god, something's weird, so we're gonna take a look. I just thought, that was like well thought out, the way they had set that whole interaction up.
What these movies are really good at is like identifying, like, and you'll catch this in later Marvel movies later, is like shit that could create plot holes and then filling the hole.
Right.
And that was one of like, oh, they can't just have like no way these dudes just don't pay attention the whole time. Like what?
I would think that making his own arc reactor to replace the battery thing on his heart might have tipped the terrorists off that he was spending his time working on stuff that wasn't the missiles, but
right,
they seem to be okay with that.
It's more efficient, probably, is what they think.
Right, they don't have to worry about him dying from the battery. It's like, okay, if there's one thing to making sure he's alive, that's fine. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And just watching him work on that suit and the interaction with him and the other guy. That's also a good time, and then everyone's just really good, from the lead terrorist guy to like the middle manager terrorist guy to the doctor. Everyone does really well.
The cast of this movie is so good, and I think a lot of that comes from I think a lot of that may come from them like being directed so well by Favreau and Robert Downey trying to really make this, because this movie was kind of like Robert Downey Jr.'s last shot.
Yeah.
At the time, like it was like, oh, if this movie doesn't fucking nail it, then I'm fucking fucked.
I mean, he also didn't he do Tropic Thunder on the same time?
Yeah, yes, but that movie is way more niche.
That's fair.
And it also came out a little bit after. Yeah, it came out like 3 months after.
So this was just kind of a shot.
Yeah, like Tropic Thunder, he wasn't Tropic Thunder, he wasn't the feature piece.
No, he wasn't.
He was sharing time with Black and Stiller.
Yeah.
Versus like this, he was very much
front and center.
Like this is a fucking Robert Downey Jr. picture.
Yeah.
In fact, it is argued that like this is mostly a character piece that is done by Robert Downey Jr.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they break out, and they have this big fucking like the Iron Man Mark I suit,
which is good.
which is bulky and dumb, but I love it.
It's
It
so
looks
good.
like the fucking Iron Giant,
Mm-hmm.
especially when he rides that motherfucker off into the sunset to escape.
Oh man, yeah,
It was a miracle he survived.
yeah. The way he landed and
Like that was very comic booky. I'll give him like that's
Yep.
Blasian.
Damn.
15 months ready for my Shenron. I know. We got started. We got our first draft.
Finally.
We got our first draft.
Yep.
I told him to size it so it doesn't suck.
Yep.
I told him like this needs to be killer. This is for all you
Do
boys
it for
that have been
Blasian
repping
is
that
what he
said.
said.
So yeah, and then you have Tony comes back to America, and to be fair, Tony exactly what I would ask for when coming home after a shower and everything off of the jet.
Mm-hmm.
I need an American cheeseburger.
But here's my problem. He went to Burger King.
Yeah, that had to be a sponsorship deal with the movie.
That had to
right?
be a sponsorship deal. Like,
All right. You are back home.
Yeah.
From this traumatic event. What burger are you getting? What burger?
I assume we can't like choose like local, like a Seattle place.
Choose a Seattle. Give me both. Give me your local and give me your chain.
To be honest, I kind of like. I mean, Shane, like In-N-Out.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Good for like my regional burger. I guess if I went national, it's like it's a boring ass answer, but I would kind of go McDonald's.
Let's go Carl's Jr.
Fair enough.
No, Wendy's. Get a Baconator, no mayo. Get a Baconator, no mayo. If I am Tony Stark, I fucking get a Baconator, no mayo, fries, and a Frosty, and walk into that press conference with a strut. If I'm going local, I mean, bro, Juicy's. I mean, come on.
Juicy's, sure.
Like, their burger patties are like this thick.
But, I mean, yeah, I don't know. He's going to be in California, right? So...
Yeah, he's been in and outs every 5 feet.
I think In-N-Out would have been a good one, but Burger King, I think, had more money.
Bronson getting that Beefies. Beefies is too expensive.
Whatever. This is your first burger after being back from a nearly life-ending, like traumatizing event.
Even then, I don't think Beefies is as good as Juicy's. I don't think it's as good as Burger Me. I think it's the third or fourth best burger in Reno.
Okay.
I know that's something's controversial opinion. I hope the word got out on Beefies, like, and now it's growing in popularity.
Nice, good.
But no, Juicy's has 2 locations for a reason.
I guess part of me respects them for going Burger King rather than McDonald's, because McDonald's would have been the super easy get money.
Yeah, so they
Burger King. Yeah, sure.
If I'm in Southern California, though, I mean, you kind of have to do In-N-Out, right? Like, it's illegal otherwise.
Maybe, yeah. I just think it's
all right, so, but yeah, he has his press conference where he's like, "I'm stopping weapons manufacturing," and everyone's just like, "Do you hit his fucking head?"
Okay, I also want to take a moment. Jeff Bridges,
the dude,
another really good role. He plays this guy so well.
Blaze in the chat. I'm a believer with Juicy's. It's legit. If you're ever in the Reno area, people, Juicy's is a fucking amazing hamburger.
Nice.
So letting you know. I'm definitely in the minority. I really like Burger King. I like the Whopper. I know the Whopper is good. It's just like the rest of Burger King sucks.
That's the thing. The Whopper, as far as I know, is like the best thing about Burger King. And Burger King isn't necessarily bad. It just doesn't stand out to me compared to other places.
Right. Like, also, that's the problem.
I don't know if they've changed their fries, but last time I was at Burger King, their fries sucked.
Yeah. I had their chicken nuggets fairly recently. They were all right.
Okay.
It's really hard to fuck up chicken nuggets, though. So, I mean,
sure.
Take that how you will.
Right.
But yeah, he has his little press conference, and Jeff Bridges introduces his character, and he's Mr. Businessman.
I am business. I got a cigar.
And I'm bald and old.
Yep.
And then they talk about the arc reactor and, explain that technology. And, he's like, Tony, you need to lie low. You need to go deep, deep underground. Fucking let me get the fucking shit back in order for the company. Then you have that scene with Pepper and Tony, and he gives his old arc reactor.
Yep.
He builds a, good one.
Oh god, the whole arc reactor replacement scene.
It's a little gross. It's a little gross. And I'm also not gonna lie, like I very much enjoy how casual he is about just like
nearly dying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get it because I've been there.
I mean, I understand from his point of view, except for he's the one that's asking Pepper to do this surgery and did not think through the problems that would come with that. And of course it worked out, but so that happens, and then while he's lying low, he's like reviewing his Iron Man stuff.
Yeah, like he's like reviewing the suit he made, and I love the process that is him making the suit.
Yep.
Like, it is such a good fucking like set of scenes, like the initial test flight where he fucking beams himself against the wall.
Robot like that hits the fire extinguisher on him every time.
Right, he's like, if you do it again, I'm donating you to a community college. So like that was really good. I really like when he goes and sees Stain again, and like he's like, oh, you brought pizza from New York. Wow, not bad, huh? Which, yes, if someone flies you a pizza of that quality across the country, I assume it went poorly.
That doesn't necessarily mean that it went bad. But
I did like the first Iron Man movie. I was pretty hyped about it when it came out. See, I wasn't. But that's partially because, like I said, I once again, I read Marvel, but I was very much a DC comic geek outside of Spider-Man. So, like, it was very much like I knew of Iron Man. I thought he was okay. I thought he was kind of low-rent Batman.
That was my experience. Like, I didn't read as much comics, but I had a couple graphic novels, and I paid attention to superheroes. Those were, like, the trio. It was Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man.
Right. And, like, I had Flash, and I had Martian Manhunter, and I had, I read a couple of Iron Man comics, at the time, and I had, like, I thought he was okay, like, but I didn't, I prefer, in Captain America, I was too cynical for at the time.
Sure.
Like, edgy teenager.
Yeah, yep.
/ early 20-something.
Captain America's Mr. Wholesome, same way as Superman, so it's like...
So, yeah, and I didn't appreciate Superman until I was about 24, 25.
Exactly. Yep.
So,
couple things. One, like, it shows how much this is like Robert Downey Jr. making this role, because like Iron Man was not popular in like a mainstream sense as far as I can tell.
No. Without this movie, Iron Man continues to be one of those like very like, oh, comic people know who he is, or
right.
like animated series people know who he is,
right? But
not like the average person. Versus now, where like, it's weird to say, but like Iron Man is one of the like most popular.
Yep.
Like that's a weird statement coming out of my mouth.
You remove Spider-Man out of that equation, like most popular Marvel superhero, it's like Iron Man and then maybe Hulk after that.
For me, that really got me into the year, so I was really going pretty green. I wasn't too hard to impress. To be fair, this movie was that good, though. At least we're going to get to the parts of it I kind of get worn out on, but like, and then you see him make the silver version of the suit and go on his like little test flight.
Yep.
And like he does the ice thing.
Yep.
Figured out the ice thing, and just, man, dude, he like, if that was a real experience, you would have crapped. You had to crap your pants, right?
This suit needs to be burned, and we'll make a new one. Don't look into this.
Don't look inside the suit, please. Um, just vomit,
Just
pee everywhere.
spray down the inside.
Uh,
Yeah, that was fun, and they were kind of figuring that out.
like that was a fun. Like the first flight test is just they capture the fun of flight so well.
Yeah, yeah. So
Like they capture that like, oh shit, super fun. And then of course he tries to figure out landing and he falls through his fucking roof because he's in a 3-ton suit.
Yep. Fire extinguisher robot.
Right, then they cut back to, the terrorists are trying to find his suit, and he sees his that he has a gala going on in his name that he didn't know about because he's fucking Tony Stark, right?
Yep.
That's how you live when you're Tony Stark.
Right.
So what ends up happening is that then he goes and he bounces out to, he gets dressed, bounces out to the gala. Oh yeah, we gotta grade these as well. This is something I want to bring up. The Stan Lee cameo. What'd you think?
What was the Stan Lee cameo in this one?
He was Hugh Hefner.
Right. Yes. Which, of course, I think, absolutely.
I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yep.
That was a nice little throwback thing they did. I thought it was funny. Good little cute moment.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. And then he goes up and is at the bar, and Coulson goes up to him again. We have our second Shield appearance, which, if you read the comics, you knew how fucking significant that was.
Right, of course.
If you didn't, though, you're just like, who the fuck's this weirdo?
You could tell they were doing this for the people who didn't know anything about Marvel Comics at all, because like the running joke was you need to find a way to get a better name, when clearly the acronym was there, they just weren't saying it.
Right, and that I feel as though this was the perfect way to make it so, okay, so we have the fan service stuff for the fans, but we also have a general movie that anyone can enjoy.
Right.
Which once again, during the production of this movie, was a total shit show if you ever read into it. It's a miracle it turned out the way it did.
Which is funny because that's the impression I got from the movie after this one. But we'll get into that in a little bit.
I actually don't know anything about the production of that movie.
I want to look that up live on the show when we get to it, because I need answers.
I have the Blu-ray. I can watch the.
You want to watch extra scenes?
For fucking
no.
Edward Norton. Fucking Lord.
But this felt like a Marvel movie. Even of the Marvel movies that come afterwards, this still felt like a Marvel movie.
Yes, this sets the tone.
Yeah.
This sets the tone for what this franchise is.
Yep.
In film.
Yep.
So yeah, like that. So, but he has his moment with there's the Shield moment, and then he has the conversation with Pepper and Obadiah, and it's just like there's a bunch of real good character stuff.
Yeah, the reporter comes back and shows the pictures to him, and he finds out that his company might be dealing under the table to enemies.
Yep. And he's just like, I can't take that shit.
Yep. And Obadiah's like, sorry.
Business going business.
Business going business. And yeah, that was a hell of a thing.
And then so he goes and gets a suit together.
Now, compared to what happens with Hulk in this next movie, I like the talking about the gold suit being a bit garish, and then throw some Hot Rod red in when he looked at the old car, and Jarvis is like, yes, add in some red. That's so
discreet, sir. It is. It's very discreet.
Oh, it's so good. It's a good look.
Lordy.
And he just straight flies over there.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, because he's fucking Iron Man.
I mean, yeah, but like when you go from like test flight in the local area to around the world.
Right, but I mean, he is also a fucking genius, so I mean.
He's a genius, but I also like Does he have a private plane? Was he able to fly his 3-ton suit in a private plane over first, or did he actually just go in the suit and fly over?
I like the idea that he went in the suit.
That would be really funny. How long
That's
is that
what
flight?
From California to the Middle East? Hold on.
Can't go too high.
Alright, so we're gonna go from LA because it seems where he was from.
Yes.
To Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go to Kabul. Well, one, that's if you go nonstop, that's a 24-hour, 40-minute flight. It's $1,000 round trip. And it doesn't say mileage.
But 24 hours flying at the speed of a commercial plane, which I believe the suit flies a hell of a lot faster than that.
Yes, and also,
Breaks a sound barrier at some point in the movie, so it's like.
So yeah, he
figure that out.
He would be there at the speed of a jet plane, which would be.
I don't know. I can't do the math right now. I don't have the numbers.
But yes, it's crazy fast.
Yes. So okay,
yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, he has, and I feel this movie was like a lot of people's first steps to getting into what Marvel would be and everything.
Oh, I mean, especially because, the X-Men was kind of its own contained thing. Spider-Man is popular regardless of Marvel. Iron Man was, like, to people who don't pay attention, was a deep cut.
Yeah, like it was important. It was very important.
So, and like it's doing movies like this that eventually got us to like Guardians of the Galaxy, and then is getting us to even more obscure. Obviously not obscure to comic fans, but again.
But to the general public,
yep.
Yeah. Which
okay, so he flies over.
He flies over and he just kicks a whole lot of ass. Like he saves a family. He shows off the full capabilities of the suit. He gets some of his weapons back or blows up his weapons.
They show some awful stuff in this movie, just violence wise.
Yeah, and you also like they show like straight up kids being taken hostage.
I mean, they show kids they threw grenades into homes with families in them, and you would hear them be in there when they threw it in, and it blows up. That's terrifying. For a superhero movie?
For like a PG-13, like 2008 superhero, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Let's see, for myself it was, I guess it was more the effects and the characters that made it for me.
The characters are damn good.
The characters were damn good. The effects for the time were good.
Yeah.
Once again, in comparison to our next movie, especially.
Yeah. Ooh. The effects looks great. Well done. Fight scene is great. The thing with the tank.
Yep. Oh, and then also you get to see the mob beat up the terrorist middleman.
Right.
Or they
imply that was a big selling point when they first put out that trailer. They showed that bit of scene pretty much uncut where the tank aimed at him. He just turned and dodged, fired a missile back, and then turned around slowly and walked away as the tank blew up. Because they knew how good that one shot was. Yeah, no,
they knew that was like their money shot for like for the fights in this movie.
Yep.
Because like I'm gonna be honest, like we're gonna get to we're gonna discuss the latter half of this film, and like that fucking I'm not feeling like the fucking the ironmonger stuff that happens later.
Yeah, no, when you compare it to what happened previously in the movie, it's fine.
Like him just punking these terrorists, and like you get to really see how powerful this goddamn suit is.
Yep.
Like you get to really see how fucking just this suit just shreds through.
I also love that he can get hit by a tank shell and gets like thrown to the ground. He's like, "All right, up, get back up again," which is insane. But
yeah, no, and then let's see. Then he has the like race against the U.S. military, where he like saves a plane, but after fucking being the thing to take it out.
War Machine's on the phone, like, but trying to be secret about it. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Tony, what the fuck is going on? What is happening?
Who is that? Nothing.
What? Nothing? What are you talking about?
God damn. Which is pretty good. But,
So...
Okay.
I love how he like even calls Tony on his shit. Just like I thought you. It's just like why you sound so winded. I thought you were driving with the top down. Yeah, I was just at the like park.
I'm just jogging. I thought you were driving. Yeah, well.
Oh.
Yep. Good.
So yeah, that was great. That was a good moment. Like the fact that he saves it, and then I love how when he gets like. You have the scene when he gets back. It's like, Tony, what the fuck am I going to tell this? Just training exercise. It's like, yes, we had an important. It's just I can't sell that. It's
Yeah.
like we had an unfortunate training exercise.
It's not that simple. And then cuts to Yep.
And then you have yeah, so and then you have the scene where he gets back and the machine's trying to take it apart. Pepper walks in, is like, okay, let's be serious. This is not the worst thing you've caught me doing.
Right, which, yeah, I buy that.
I definitely buy that. I mean, like in later movies, they apply like she's caught him in like 3 ways and shit.
Sure, man. Yeah, so it's kind of unraveling a little bit. People are recognizing. First of all, they're seeing Iron Man do his thing, and because they were saying the ship or the plane, the Navy or Air Force plane mishap was a training exercise thing, but I think when he goes to do something in the village, they don't like lie outright. They're just like, something happened. We don't know what. We'll figure it out.
I think it would have been interesting to see Don Cheadle in the first Iron Man as Rhodey. I also think it would have been interesting to see fucking Junior keep his job.
Yeah, right? What happened there?
He wanted too much money.
Okay.
He wanted like Robert Downey Jr. level money for the second one.
Which...
yeah.
Unfortunately, just due to his role, like...
That just wasn't going to happen.
Robert Downey Jr., I imagine, was commanding a lot of money for that.
He was. And in later movies, like Avengers, Robert Downey Jr. said, hey, if they don't get better pay, I'm not fucking hanging around. But, like, in this particular one, Robert was just like, dude, it's like our second film. Fucking just chill. And then he was like, no, fuck you. And then it's like, all right, cool, Don Cheadle.
Yep. Which, to be fair, Disney.
And to be fair, Don Cheadle's done a good job.
Oh, he's done a fantastic job. I'm just saying, like, I don't blame Cuba for being like, you're Disney, you have money. Come on now.
No, that was before Disney.
Was that before Disney?
Disney, I believe, bought them in 2012, I want to say.
Damn, so he probably would have been able to stick around and ask for more at that time, but shoot.
Okay.
All right. Well, what happens next?
No, they actually acquired them in 2009.
So just after.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right. Anyway.
So yeah. Moving forward.
Yes.
They have the bad guys meet up.
Yeah.
And you realize Obadiah's been the real bad guy the whole time.
Doing business.
Businessman. Being a businessman. Smoking cigars.
Using some U.S. government secret tech to cause paralysis.
And fuck that terrorist leader up.
That looks like it sucks.
Looks incredibly painful.
Yep. All right.
Holy shit. All right, boys. I'll be back. Just want to check in. Right on, Blazin'. Hope to see you soon.
All good. Anyway.
But yeah, so he tells them, like, hey, our deal's done, and then just all of his goon squad fucking ices all the terrorists. You know?
Right.
And then, Tony's working on Iron Man, chatting with Pepper, so on and so forth. And Tony's like, hey, you need to go in Deuce Nelson's office and get this information for me, please.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually ends up putting her in danger.
Yeah, no, I thought that was a little risky to put someone else in danger for that, but I mean, Tony can do it.
But also, like, shit, obviously people were onto him.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that, such is the problem, right?
Right.
So, and then you have this really tense scene in his office, man. Like, you have this, and you get the reveal, like, she finds out he's setting all up. But, like, this scene in his office is so tense.
Yeah.
Like, even now, knowing what happens years later, like, watching this movie 13 years later now, and, like, this Pepper in this office scene is just, like, maximum asshole clench.
Yep.
Like, they set this up so perfectly. Like, so unbelievably perfectly, where I'm just like...
Yeah, like, not just the way it was done, but the fact that it happened right after it was revealed that he was super uber bad.
Yes.
And then he's just physically an imposing figure compared to everyone else in this movie.
Right, because Jeff Bridges is fucking massive.
So...
And, it cuts back, and you see, like, Tony's hot rod, screensaver, and whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then they're talking back and forth, like, he's full of crap, and she's just kind of like, yes, I agree with your lies, and then takes the USB drive, and, like, on the way out, he's like, wait, and you're like, oh no, fuck, no, and, like, then she's like, oh, I just wanted the paper.
Oh, okay.
But then Obadiah sits down and sees download complete, and he's like, shit!
Yep.
And starts to, like, go walk very quickly. But then she sees Agent Coulson, and is like, yes, we will have the meeting now, very quickly. Very quickly.
But unfortunately, they go to try and get some people to go arrest Obadiah later with some, like, some backup. Which meant Obadiah goes to Tony Stark's place.
Right, but before that, they try and get the suit running, and they're like,
no, it's right. They were doing that. Yep.
Which the famous Tony Stark built this in a cave with a box of scraps. It's just like, we have the technology right here. We just asked you to make it smaller. It's like, well, I'm not Tony Stark.
Yep.
So, fuck you. Oh, lordy. So then Obadiah goes to see Tony. Pops out the arc reactor, the golden goose there.
Out of his chest.
Out of his chest, yep. After he paralyzes him with the thing. Ugh. It's just like, man, the makeup they did for this, Tony just looks...
He looks
just
bad.
like he's like a fucking zombie, bro. Like a goddamn zombie. It's just so gross. So yeah, like that's gross on its own. And then he gives the golden goose speech, Tony, and, like, thinks he's leaving Tony for dead. But then Tony manages to drag his corpse to his office where his old arc reactor was for his chest. Thankfully Pepper gave him that little gift. Yep. Proof Tony Stark has a heart.
Comment from Emily on that box of scraps speech. Fun fact, the guy Obadiah is talking to is Ralphie from A Christmas Story.
Huh.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, in that. Yeah. Also, fun fact: that guy shows up later in Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Nice, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Fun fact. Also, that scene was actually longer. It was, I'm not Tony Stark, I'm Ralphie from A Christmas Story, but they couldn't keep that in. Anyway.
So yeah, the fucking robot arm hand. So he tries to go up on the counter and get it, and the robot arm hands him the fucking arc reactor.
Yep.
And you know, they just said, now you have this race of like Tony trying to get there, and fucking Obadiah getting into fucking the Ironmonger suit, and Don Cheadle coming to help.
Not Don Cheadle.
Or not Don Cheadle, fucking Rhodey.
Yeah.
Cuba Gooding Jr. And then you have S.H.I.E.L.D. going to arrest him. It's like, oh, do you guys have this thing to hack the door? Yep, stand back. Blows up the door. And then you get the full Iron Man suit up, right? You get the Iron Man suit up, and then you get the Iron Man suit up, and then he takes off, and then of course you see the spare one hanging there, and fucking, and one of the best, most ironic lines there you, next time, baby. Next time.
That's a good little tease there.
It's a good tease for a sequel that would never happen. Terrence Howard, not Cuba Gooding Jr. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, I was looking for like that was not Cuba Gooding Jr.
No, sorry, my
I didn't
bad.
know who that was, so I was like,
Terrence Howard, my bad.
What's Terrence Howard been in? I
A
recognize
lot.
his face.
Yeah, but so the Ironmonger fucking shows up and bitch slaps S.H.I.E.L.D., rips out of the concrete. And this scene just looked way too dark to me.
Dark?
They tried to use like darkness to make the Ironmonger seem more imposing.
Sure.
And it just like I felt it looked weird.
I thought it was okay for what they were trying to do, but it just wasn't.
Yeah, then we have the CG highway robot fight, which was
again,
like
I was fine with it.
It was like this entire part of this movie is fine. Like it's not great, but it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's my biggest overall problem with it is like it just feels like, well, we need to end the movie somehow, so.
The ending seemed to be perfectly decent enough and a callback as well. So,
right. Like so they have the little robot fight, and Tony's on a time limit. So Tony decides, okay, I need to outsmart this guy. So I'm gonna go rocket space.
Yep.
With it, and you know he thinks that he hasn't figured out the icing issue. CGI Tony's hand toward the end of the fight. So they have oh lordy. So
I don't know. I was fine with it. It didn't bother me the way some other CGI in a certain movie coming up later bothered me.
Oh, we are gonna shit all over that movie, aren't we?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
When did you watch it? When did you get your time on Hulk?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, I watched it before bed yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's a real good movie to watch before bedtime. You feel good. No, it's Sunday. Sunday, sorry.
I knew I had to get out of the way.
That's why I got out of the way Sunday. I was like, I won't muster the strength to do this on... it'll put you right to sleep. Yeah.
That's the thing. It was, yeah. I had to. It was obviously the last day before, but I got it done in the afternoon, just after work, just to like get it done. Well, actually, what I did was I threw it up on the side screen while I honestly was playing Hades. But hey,
oh, I watched it. I fucking wholly absorbed it.
That is a choice that you made.
I was just like, I need to put on my proper critic hat for this.
That's fair. I just remember what happened in the movie because I remember that being one of the movies I watched before Endgame came out because I hadn't watched it yet, and I was just like, ooh. But anyway, so there was the final fight. There was the icing thing.
And then that doesn't work all the way,
Nope.
so he like sneaks up on him, rips his optical out, and that makes it so his missiles miss. And then Tony's like, fucking please blow up the big arc reactor. It may kill me, but it's the only way to beat him. Please, for the love of Christ.
I love that his targeting system was off, and so he would fire his missile, and it was like so far off, it was clear that he just wasn't aiming his arm right.
Mm-hmm.
I just,
But yeah, they have the overload ammo. You'll die. Just do it.
Yep. Also, glad
just...
Pepper got out of there, because I don't think he directed her to get out of there after that, and that building blew up.
Yep. So yeah, like that. So the arc reactor blows up.
Mm-hmm.
It causes a massive, giant lightning storm.
Yep.
Kills Jeff Bridges, giant robot Jeff Bridges. Knocks out Tony, but keeps his arc reactor just barely going.
And his arc reactor keeps going because he hears Pepper.
Yeah, sure.
The timing doesn't lie.
I know. Cheesy ass shit.
Hell yeah.
So they proceed to drop right into. So they proceed to go and drop into the scene, like S.H.I.E.L.D. prepping them on what to say and how to say it. You know, Tony doing a little more flirting with Pepper.
They had a whole thing set up. They had like 50 eyewitnesses and like backup alibis.
Yeah, and then Tony just comes up and just fucks it all up because
reporter lady comes back, plays hardball, and he slips up. Because he had fantasies about being a superhero all of a sudden, and he thought he heard her insinuating that he was a superhero when she did not, and he's like, "Oh, well, that's good, because I'm not that kind of type." And then the ending is real good.
It's so good. It's such a good fucking just ooh,
especially after like. Some of the best.
Hey, Cobra in the chat.
Yo, Cobra.
We rank those two. So this is what we're doing every single Tuesday night. So throughout the week we're gonna watch 2 MCU movies. You do that on your own time, whatever. Then on Tuesday we come back here, we review them, and then we rank the list as we go. So tonight we're doing Iron Man and Hulk. We're just about wrapped up with Iron Man. We're gonna do Hulk, then we're gonna rank them.
Yep.
Next week, Iron Man 2 and Thor. We're going to come here, review those 2 movies on next Tuesday, and then we're going to rank them on the list, so on and so forth.
Yep.
So if you want to join us every week for our little, I guess, movie book club thing.
We're still working on a name for it, really, to be honest with you. But
movie book club thing.
Movie book club thing. Anyway, so at the
very end, Iron Man gives that fucking... the truth is, I am Iron Man. It's just,
and they get the Black Sabbath song right in there.
It's so good. It's so good. And then you get through the credits.
Yep.
You get through the credits, and I'm here to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
And just...
Isn't that the reveal of Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury as well?
It is. It certainly is.
So good. That was a real good credits end.
We're gonna get a yes, the Avengers. It is so good. It is such granted, it'd be 4 years before we'd get that movie, and at the time that seemed like a fantasy.
Yeah.
They'll actually get to that. Yeah.
I like just a side note. I like the Disney Plus. You can skip the credits and it takes you right to the end credit scene, the post credit scene.
Yes, that is super nice.
Yep.
The Blu-ray has that option as well. I was very happy.
Nice.
But yes, no, that was fantastic. Absolutely. So if I'm reviewing it, I give it a 4 out of 5. Okay. I think it's a great film. My problem with it is it ends shaky.
Yep.
It doesn't fully stick the landing. Like the first Like the first like 3/4 of it, where it's a character piece about Tony and his growth and the like origin of the Iron Man are great. Giant robot Jeff Bridges fight and lead up to that is kind of okay.
Right. They stick the landing, and at the very end, the reveal that Tony Stark is Iron Man is really good. But that whole conflict with Ironmonger and all that was nothing really to write home about. But otherwise, good movie.
Otherwise, yes, very excellent film.
I had a good time watching that.
I've rewatched this movie at least once a year for the past 3 or 4 years now.
Really?
Due to one reason or another. Well, so like I said, when I was in the hospital last year, I watched it.
Well, sure, okay, that time, yes.
And then when I was sick, when I'm sick, I it's one of the movies I throw on. So
I see. Okay.
And then the other one being Captain America.
Sure. Okay.
So yeah, I liked it a lot. What about you? You're rating it off 4 out of 5. What are you giving it?
Oh God, that's a 4 out of 5. Just because that last leg, other than the very end, that last leg is not as good as it could be. But I don't know how you improve it necessarily. It's just I just was not as engaged as I was the rest of the movie. So
all right, and I feel that, but they do a good job with it. I had a good time. I highly recommend it.
Yep.
I highly recommend it. If you for whatever reason you've never seen the fucking original Iron Man, get on it. Jump on it.
I mean, this is a perfect time. Good luck. All right.
You want to do that dance at PAX, sir?
What dance at PAX?
Oh, you've never seen the dance that goes with Jump on It?
I probably have. Yeah, no, yes, I have. Yes, I have. I'm good.
Okay. All right.
Maybe it's my lack of a nap today. I'm just tired, and so the idea of dancing is tiring.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
All right. So anyway, so we got. That's Iron Man. Iron Man. So now we have.
Are we ranking all of these movies out of 5?
Yeah.
That'll help us section off the list so that we can be able to say, all right, this is the 4 out of 5 section of the list, and that will.
Yes, and then of course we have. They're individual for us, so this one's obvious because we agree on it. So.
Yeah. No, this is not cumulative right now. Our ratings, our personal ratings are their own, but this is one list in terms of ranking them.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, absolutely. So,
all right,
moving forward, we are on to the Incredible Hulk. I do not have notes for this written out like I do Iron Man and for the order of operations and whatnot. I watched it in bed, and watching it was painful. Look, I'm going to go over the parts of this movie I thought that were good, okay?
Okay.
I thought the soundtrack was pretty good. I like their chase music. I'm not going to lie. That I was digging it. I was feeling it. I was feeling it. The second half of the end fight scene is pretty good.
Sure.
Where I'm not going to lie. It's cheesy, but Hulk smash!
Oh, fucking, you want to get into the cheesiness of this movie? Some not well put together.
No, but that was one slice of well put together cheesiness.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's definitely one of the better ones that they have in this movie.
Look, if you're gonna have a Hulk movie, you have to have a moment where he yells "Hulk fucking smash."
Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
All right, and then this is not necessarily a good part of this movie, but it's fucking hilarious. Mm-hmm. So I am counting it as good. Mm-hmm. They have to explain why. I don't know why they felt the need to explain this, but they did. They have to explain why the Hulk can't fuck.
Yes.
Also, let me tell you. So, whose heart rate in the middle of banging goes over 200?
I mean, I assume someone who's suffering from gamma radiation, I guess.
Because, let me tell you, I've worn my Apple Watch during, okay?
Uh-huh.
And I'm out of shape.
Uh-huh.
And I get to, 160-ish. So...
I think just something happened biologically. Once he got the virus, I assume it changed him.
God, what a sad world that must be to live in.
Well, I mean, first of all, it's implied, and eventually you see it later that it can be controlled.
Yes,
Which
absolutely.
The whole thing is like it can't be controlled. It can't be controlled, and then you see Endgame. It's like but I also love that it switches right at 200. It's not like a specific.
Right, it's not like Transformers. And the thing is, like, the beginning of this movie is actually not bad.
Well, so
at the very beginning, like the build up.
So, like, first of all, I want to say that intro sequence where they just show like little bits of the experiment that turned him into the Hulk was especially coming off of Iron Man, you could tell this was a lower quality of filmmaking, and I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but there was something about the way it felt was like, this is not a Marvel Studios movie.
It was a Universal Studios movie.
Well, it certainly was a change, because you could tell watching that intro sequence, like, what the fuck is this?
So it was. I need to clarify. So I'm going to look up the director of it.
Okay.
So Louis Leterrier, a French director, who also worked on the 2010 Clash of the Titans, The Dark Crystal, The Age of Resistance, Asterix and Obelisk.
Clash of the Titans certainly looked better than this movie did.
Transporter 2, Unleashed.
Nice. Okay.
Grimsby. Just a bunch of movies I would never want to watch.
Transporter's all right.
Dark Crystal is all right.
And the Clash of the Titans, that's the release of the Kraken movie, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That looked a lot better than this movie. Like, I'm not saying it's a good movie. I'm saying, like, it looked better than this movie did.
So it was penned by let's see. The director, who had expressed interest in directing Iron Man, was brought on board to work on the script, and that'd be closer to the comics and the 78 television series. In 2007, Edward Norton was hired to portray Banner and to rewrite Penn's screenplay. His script positioned the film as a reboot of the series, distancing it from the 2003 film with its own identity. Ultimately, Norton wasn't credited for the writing. Filming took place from July to November of 2007 in Toronto, Canada. It's the lowest grossing film in the MCU with good fucking reason.
Yes.
Let's see. And Norton disputed with Marvel over the final edit of the film and was replaced in the role by Mark Ruffalo for later content.
Yeah. The drama behind the Edward Norton Mark Ruffalo handoff. I read a little bit after that movie was finished. And yeah, it was just a weird thing. It seemed like it was a money issue, and then it seemed like it was a creative issue. Like, Edward Norton spoke out about the script, how he wasn't satisfied with the script, and then later on he was interviewed and said, yeah, no, sometimes you just need to move on from, you don't want to be pigeonholed into a certain role way. It was weird. It's very weird. Not quite sure what happened.
That film was very fucking weird.
Yes, oh my god!
I didn't know what fucking tone they wanted to take, because, like, at first it's like a horror movie. Like, in the first, oh, you don't like it, like that initial conflict with the Hulk when he first turns into Hulk in that factory.
Yep.
Like, they shoot that shit like it's motherfucking Alien.
That's a straight horror movie. Or, like, made me think of Batman Begins when he's first starting out being Batman, and he's literally in the shadows, and you don't get to see Batman.
And I'm just like, this is the fucking Hulk. Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, the Hulk is scary if you see him. Like, if you've never heard of the Hulk before and then you saw him, that's terrifying.
Right, but you can't shoot him that way. He's a fucking the name Hulk, just giant big motherfucker.
Yeah,
beating the shit out of everyone. But now we're doing a dark fucking, like, stealth Hulk.
Stealth Hulk is not.
Like, what the fuck is happening?
I was. I liked the idea of him hiding away. I forget where it was. He was learning Portuguese. But
fuck. Brazil, I want to say it was.
maybe.
Hold on. Make humans a man. Let's see. Experiment with the WWF program for brief periods of time when his whole beat, when his heartbeat goes above 200 beats per minute.
Scrolling
Rio
up.
de Janeiro, Brazil. So it is Brazil.
Yep. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Which I think that setting was interesting specifically because like it fit into like he's trying to drop off the radar, but it was also a good setting for his like parkour running, which would later be shown off and called back to by him being Hulk running around the rooftops of the city.
Which also that chase scene with him was as Banner was pretty good.
Yes, that was actually pretty good.
That was they did a good job with that. I'm not gonna like I will give credits to the parts of this movie that are rad.
I wanna talk about Edward Norton as Bruce Banner.
It's fucking so awkward.
Right, which like when you consider that Bruce Banner's supposed to be like nerdy scientist guy, especially compared to the other Avengers later on, he pulls off that awkward guy pretty damn well to the point where like I don't know, like of course after all of this, like I would prefer Mark Ruffalo's version more at this point, but I'm
just like weird. Sitting here be like wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud.
Yeah, it's very weird.
For those of you that are Letterkenny fans.
Yeah, so yeah, I was working at the soda factory. He was trying to like talk with someone discreetly about trying to reverse the Hulk problem.
He kills Stan Lee.
He killed Stan Lee with his blood.
That's worst cameo in the MCU.
I don't know.
They murder Stan Lee.
I like the idea of Stan Lee going and getting a bottle of Surge.
And dying?
I thought it was funny. He's just like, whoa, it's got a kick.
Yeah. It's called death.
I don't know. If I was Stan Lee, it's like, all right, you get to be in a Hulk movie. You're going to die from drinking a soda with Hulk's blood in it. Like, ha! Okay.
I'd be very upset. I'd be like, can I get punched by the Hulk instead if you're going to kill me?
Whatever. This is like his 5th cameo by now at this point, right?
Oh, this is way more than 5. You have the 3 Spider-Mans. You have all those fucking X-Men movies.
X-Men's. If he's been in every one of those, then like at that point, I don't care. That just sounds.
At that point, I still care, dude. That dude loved his creation so fucking much.
Absolutely, but like just to be in them, and like I would just start inserting myself in weird ways. I like, this is obviously a movie much farther in the future, but his last one, Captain Marvel, where he's rehearsing for Mallrats, and like that's his thing. Like I think that was really funny. And it's so
I thought that was good. One of the ones I thought was really good was Ant-Man 2. When he gets into his car to get struck, he's like, the 60s were fun, but I'm paying for them now.
That's one of the few I have not seen yet, so that sounds really good.
And then in fucking Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where he's an agent of the Watchers. That was always fucking awesome.
I'd be fine with whatever. Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was fun. It was ridiculous.
Cameo sucks.
I thought it was funny. Yeah, so after that, what happened? It was, so he runs, the sleazy guys corner him and start trying to beat him up, and then he's not able to contain him. His heart rate hits an even 200, and he turns into the Hulk because that's canon?
I don't know. I don't
imagine
know.
It is.
I never really read much of the Hulk out of a couple of select stories, so
from what little exposure I've had to the Hulk, there's no set like heart rate thing. It is literally just anger.
Hulk mad, yeah.
It is left abstract. I thought that was the weirdest thing. I don't. It made sense to have like the whole breathing, training that was happening beforehand. That was cool. I could see he's trying to learn to control it, but like that even 200 to keep him from having sex because he's not getting angry then. Like you would think him sprinting through Rio de Janeiro would have set his heart rate real high.
I mean, it did. They kept fucking. They kept thinking of like excuses to lower it.
I just think like, I don't know, man. There are some problems in this movie. I don't know if you guys know that.
Because this movie's bad, and I hated watching it. And
is this the same general guy from the 2003 movie?
Is it?
He looks like him, but that's also me saying that having not seen the 03 movie in quite some time.
Hold on, I'm looking him up.
Look him up. Look him up.
William Hurt.
William Hurt.
Hold on. Let's see. He was in. Let's find out. No, he was not in the 03 Hulk.
Okay, well, same good military mustache and. Oh, Sam Elliott was the first one.
Yeah,
wow.
No, he is in Winter Soldier, or not Winter Soldier. He is in Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame, and apparently he's going to be in Black Widow.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah,
like
Sam Elliott had expressed interest in reprising the role, but interesting. Okay.
Also, that is the character that becomes the Red Hulk, if you're curious. In the comics.
All right. Weird of all the characters. Okay, sure.
Yep, if you are ever curious, there you go.
Why not?
Okay,
so where are we in this fucking story?
So he comes back to America.
Yes,
America.
It comes out he wants to weaponize the Hulk, and then there's that one guy who's apparently in his 30s, but is very much looks like he's in his 40s because the military ages you.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Eventually ingested by an elderly consumer in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, giving him gamma sickness.
God, fuck this movie.
I was like, okay, his blood's in there. How does that? What happens? And they never like quite said. This wiki article says gamma sickness.
Gamma sickness, eh?
Yeah, oh, it's real bad. Turns to Culver University, finds the one dude in the bar restaurant, and then eventually unites with his old girlfriend, who is with a different guy because, of course, after enough time, that'll happen.
Yes, that makes sense. After he's gone for fucking ever.
Yep,
makes sense. Why would that not be a fucking thing?
So then he needs to get away. Ross and the military come after him again. Tipped off by Betty's suspicious boyfriend, Leonard Sampson. My name's Leonard Sampson. That guy ends up being okay, but
he ends up. Yes, I will give you that.
Yeah. So then he transforms into the Hulk. Ensuing battle outside university proves futile for Ross's forces, and they retreat. Blonsky, whose sanity is faltering, attacks and mocks the Hulk. Isn't this? Did he get his own super soldier gamma radiation serum thing?
Yeah, he does after he gets his ass kicked by the Hulk.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
Yeah,
that's the thing with like the sound, or is that?
That's the fight where the Hulk is losing that fight when the sound comes in.
Right.
But then he sees like his girlfriend and is like no, and then fucking fucks both those up real good.
It's always love. It's always love.
Love is all you need.
Love is all you need. After the Hulk reverts to Banner, he and Betty go on the run. Banner contacts Mr. Blue, the guy he was talking to earlier, trying to cure the Hulk. Urges them to meet in New York City. Mr. Blue is actually cellular biologist Dr. Samuel Stearns, who tells Banner he's developed a possible antidote to Banner's condition. I think he had to like send his actual blood. After a successful test, he warns Banner that the antidote may only reverse each transformation. Well, that's okay.
Useless.
Yeah, Stearns reveals he synthesized Banner's blood samples, which Banner sent from Brazil, into a large supply to apply its limitless potential to medicine. Fearful of the Hulk's power falling into the military's hands, Banner wishes to destroy the blood supply. Because, yeah, the guy's like, this could, like, revolutionize medicine, your blood. And Bruce is like, the military. Think of the military. God damn it. They're going to fucking do bad shit with this.
They're going to create an army of me.
Recovered Blonsky joins Ross's forces for a third attempt to make Banner into... So no, the second one, he was like, he took a very small dose that got injected into his spine. And so then he was like running faster. And then he did get his ass kicked by the Hulk, but he also like stood toe to toe with him for a second there. But then he got destroyed. Also, General nearly kills his daughter, who is Betty, by blowing him up with fire and all that, and then the Hulk saves her.
Yes, because he's the Hulk.
Because he's the Hulk. Recovered Blonsky joins Ross's forces for a third attempt to take Banner into custody. What?
Which, can we talk about how that initial fight, like the big fight in the field with the Humvees and whatnot, is cut incredibly poorly.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Like, holy shit.
This whole fight in the field.
And the CG is so bad.
The CG in this movie is bad, man.
Like, alright, that movie came out in 2008. Yeah. I want you to go look at that, and then go look at the CG on, like, Spider-Man 1.
Right.
A movie from 2001. And be like, why is this slightly better?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you especially when you come off of watching Iron Man and then jump straight into the Hulk, like, what happened here? And it's the way this movie is made. It's real bad. They do their best to make an Edward Norton Hulk, which, you know, especially when you're used to now the more canon MCU Mark Ruffalo and Hulk looks weird, but I'm not necessarily going to say it's bad. Their attempt.
Yeah, like, I don't think their attempt at, like, their artistic rendering there is bad. I think that the technical level is just shit. So, you know.
Let's see. They succeed in taking Banner into custody. Banner and Betty are taken away in a helicopter. Blonsky stays behind and orders Stearns to inject him with Banner's blood because he's like fucking addicted now.
Which, hold on, I saved this quote in the Discord.
Oh my god!
Because I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
I couldn't just. I was watching this movie on Sunday night in bed, all comfy, and was just like, "Holy shit!"
Yep.
Do you hear my comments as I go through this movie? I've never seen the Hulk. So Ninja comments. I've never seen the Incredible Hulk before, but I'm like half an hour in. I'm like, save my contents for Tuesday. Can't wait to see you guys in the chat. Then, let's see, like, 40 minutes later, God, this movie blows. It was not good. I got bored and skipped to the big fight. I'm going through all of it as a good host would, but fuck, this is painful.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I even had it on the background playing Monster Hunter. I'm watching it occasionally change Twitter, and then I just put, quote, the mixture can be an abomination. God, this movie is awful.
So they try to slip some Hulk stuff into this movie. So, like, Iron Man, like, so they talk about Iron Man. It's like, oh, that's a good name. It's not actually iron. It's made of and, you know, turns into Robert Downey Jr., you know, riffing and having fun. And, like, you know, the whole paint job stuff, like, was just a joke about Tony being really loud and out there. And flamboyant with his... Yeah, anyway. So, like, it made sense.
Oh, that fucking awful purple pants joke in this.
The purple pants joke is not great. I
got the stretchiest ones I could find.
When after that second fight scene in the field, they go to, like, news coverage because they hadn't called him Hulk yet, and there's two kids there, and they're like, it was some kind of Hulk. Yeah. Like, that means anything. Like, what? Yeah, it's some kind of Hulk. Like fucking Will Smith, so we're some kind of Suicide Squad. Like, it was bad. And then, yeah, the Abomination. It would be an abomination. Like, what? what are you guys doing? And he just didn't try, and it shows later in the movie. We're getting there in a second. We're pretty close. See, covets the Hulk's power. The experiment mutates Blonsky into the Abomination, a creature with size and strength surpassing that of the Hulk. He attacks Stearns, who gets some of Banner's blood in a cut on his forehead, causing him to begin mutating as well. I hated this. I hated this because there is a reference to the villain whose name is like the Genius or something. I forget.
Oh, fuck! I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm fucking
While he's looking it up, it shows him getting hit, and he like falls on the floor, and he gets a cut on his head. Clearly, things have gone wrong, and it's very bad. The moment some mysterious liquid substance falls on the cut, his head begins mutating, and then he does this smile. Like he even knows what the fuck is going on. That could be something that's about to kill him, but he doesn't know. But they're like, ooh, he's gonna be a villain later, so he's gonna give his smile. And it's like, God, it was so poorly done. Wow. Ugh. So... they don't say on the Wikipedia page who he turns into. I have seen the cartoon that involves him. I just don't remember the name. It's been too long. Abomination rampages through Harlem, realizing that the Hulk is the only one who can stop the Abomination. Banner convinces Ross to release him.
The Leader.
The Leader. That's his name, which is hilarious because there's nothing about him in this movie that says the Leader. Or anything.
Also, apparently Abomination is going to be in She-Hulk.
Sure. Abomination might be like one of the, if not the biggest, like Hulk villain.
Yeah, it's most famous, probably.
Yeah. So I believe that. He jumps from Ross's helicopter, transforms after hitting the ground after a battle throughout Harlem, which is a good fight, as you said. It's fun. I mean, good, fun. There's a difference. After a battle throughout Harlem, the Hulk defeats the Abomination by nearly strangling him to death with a chain. Spares his life upon hearing Betty's plea and leaves Abomination for Ross and his forces to arrest. I also want to say there was a moment where like a fire is about to like engulf the helicopter that Betty is in, and that's when they use Hulk's like slap move, his like clap that extinguishes the fire, which I thought was a really good use of that signature move. So that was good. Of all the callbacks to, there's two good callbacks to like prior Hulk things, whether it be in the comics or whatever. It was that, the clap move, and Lou Ferrigno being a security guard that gets bribed by pizza.
Yeah, that was good. That one was good. That was good.
Yeah,
I like that. So
flees New York. A month later, Banner's in British Columbia. Instead of suppressing his transformation, he begins to transform in a controlled manner with a slight smirk. And then Tony Stark approaches a very drunk Ross, who is asking for shot after shot, telling him that the Avengers are being put together.
Yes, and so apparently, currently, Blonsky, the Abomination, is incarcerated in a cryo cell in Barrow, Alaska. There's a guard night shift assigned to the cell.
Where's that information from?
It's from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay. Yeah. I was looking at the Disney Plus, like, oh yeah, here's the movie timeline for, or here's the timeline for the Avengers and all that, and then like in the middle of looking through these movies, there's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I was like, oh god, do we have to? It's like 7 years or something. Like that went on for a while.
Also, it's debated on if it's canon or not.
Really?
Yep.
Well, damn. Okay. And then there's Agent Carter, which I don't even know what that is.
That's like Peggy Carter in the 40s.
Oh,
like
okay.
It's yeah.
All right, interesting.
This was actually pretty good. I'm not saying we have to watch it, but it's good.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah, apparently he is returning as fucking Abomination / Emil for
Really?
fucking She-Hulk. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Also, Mark Ruffalo is apparently going to be in She-Hulk as well.
I want more Hulk and more Mark Ruffalo, so I'm happy to hear that.
Well, they can't. Well, they can't make solo Hulk films until Universal gives up. So
Right.
that's your best bet is him and other stuff.
Who is playing She-Hulk?
Hold on. Let's see.
Do, 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 do.
Tatiana Maslany.
Tatiana. There we are. That didn't take long.
Let's see. What is she in?
Nothing I know. Looking through all these shows and movies she's been in. She's been in some Troll Hunters, some Orphan Black.
Oh, she was in BoJack. BoJack Horseman.
Oh, she was an episode of BoJack Horseman. She was a couple episodes of Park and Recreation. World Without End.
I'm actually fine with this because apparently in the audiobook she was Katniss.
In the audiobook?
Yeah.
Audiobook of what?
Of the Hunger Games.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
I actually think that the MCU has a good knack for either getting washed up talent to make their best or unknown talent, which is good because, you know, those people are probably more than happy to fucking jump on that train.
Yep.
To be fair, if I were an actor, I would be fucking begging to be a mainstay in Marvel because after my fucking 2, 5, 10 years, whatever it is, working on it, I can retire forever.
Right. Oh, you want to hear something crazy? The first draft of this film was in 1996.
Fucking wild.
Yeah. Said the film would follow up Hulk, which I assume was the one that released in 2003, but stressed it would be more tonally similar to the TV show. Oh, man. He compared his script to Aliens.
I mean, I guess that one scene is
that
close
one
to
scene, sure.
Yeah, I guess that one like little stretch of that movie sort of is. I guess.
Man, and then
kinda.
And then, but that was the original script, and then like they had to write a new script, and then he included 2 scenes from the 1996 script, which was jumping from the helicopter to trigger a transformation and realizing he's unable to have sex with Betty. So good. I'm glad that carried over. Great job.
Why? Why would you add that? It adds nothing. It adds nothing. Nothing.
Holy shit.
This movie, fucking God, it's painful.
Okay, this scene is also painful, but is kind of okay, which is it said he didn't want to get in a train because if he gets angry with all the angry New Yorkers in a train, it would lead to bad stuff. So they take a taxi, and taxi driver in New York is just insane and drives them all over the place. So they jump out, and Betty just unloads on the dude, just screams at him, and he drives off. And Bruce is like, you know, I have some anger management techniques that could really help you out. I thought that was okay. It wasn't amazingly well done, but I thought it was okay.
Yes.
If you read that on paper, I'd be like, fantastic, good.
I also thought Liv Tyler is not a great actress.
I think Liv Tyler's okay. I
She
think
did
she was
alright.
okay.
Okay, that's the best I can say.
That was another one where the scene where she's yelling at the taxi. I thought she was good. Yeah, this movie isn't good.
No, is it one good or two not good?
Okay, this may be against our unwritten rules,
Mm-hmm.
but like I'm thinking ahead and thinking of all the Marvel movies that come after this,
Mm-hmm.
and like in my heart, I want to give it a 2 because I've just seen worse movies outside of Marvel. But as
Yes,
far as
okay.
Marvel's concerned, like if this is not a 1 out of 5, I don't know what is.
Thor: The Dark World.
I'm ready.
Uh,
I'm excited to watch The Dark World again because I watched that in theaters and I had a fine enough time. But once again, I couldn't tell you what happens in it.
um, yeah, like on the grid, like the thing is like, okay, so grading on a curve that is these movies,
Hmm.
this is obviously a 1. But grading on an overall film scale, it's a 2. And there were parts of it I enjoyed, and if anything, that soundtrack is pretty fire. So,
I think Edward Norton does fine enough. I think every actor in this does fine enough. I think just the way it was all put together was bad. I think the acting power that they got to play all these guys, they were good. Like even the guy who's supposed to become the leader later was good with what he was given. Like the guy was just ecstatic and crazy, and what's his name, who's going to be Abomination or who is Abomination, did a real good job at being like this crazy power hungry dude. Everyone was really good at what they did. I thought it was just like the script at times like had some decent moments, but they weren't. It wasn't delivered properly, and then like the writing itself beyond those portions was just not good, and then it was just not put together well.
right. And then there are other movies we run into later in this series. And this is, and granted, in my opinion, these could change.
Mm-hmm.
There are also, I kind of consider 2-ish star movies, like your Captain Marvels. So, yeah, I don't know.
I would. So okay. Yeah, I don't know. I want to watch Captain Marvel again and give a proper review score. But if I were to compare that with the Hulk, like Captain Marvel, absolutely. Like
yes, I agree with that.
if there's a movie that is deserving of the MCU series, we're ignoring all other movies outside of the MCU. I think this is a 1 out of 5.
Look, there's only one other movie in this in like the MCU list that I consider as bad as this from what I remember.
Okay.
That I could change upon rewatch, but
sure.
And that is Thor 2. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so yeah, that gives them 1.
We can put these scores down, but I bet you for some of these movies, we're gonna start like comparing the movies that we're reviewing currently, and we're gonna rethink things.
Yeah, no, for sure. So let's get our official ranking for today, which is Iron Man is better than the Incredible Hulk.
Shocking.
And it's not
nobody.
And it's not fucking close.
No. Yes, Iron Man is our number 1 MCU movie as of today.
Week 1.
Yep, week 1. Hey, congratulations to the Incredible Hulk for being the second best Marvel Cinematic Universe movie as of week 1.
Okay, I guess. If that's how that works.
Yep. Oh.
You're in second place because there's only 2 of you.
Literally, after, I mean, I don't know, Thor. It's been a while since I've seen the first Thor. Maybe it's not good, but
so
good chance you get knocked off the podium next week.
Maybe. So next week we have Iron Man Dose.
Yes.
And then Thor.
Yep.
So yeah, and if you want to get a jump on your homework, you can do Captain America and Avengers. So
ooh, that's gonna be a good week.
That's a real good week. Those are 2 bangers, son.
Yep.
So that's it. We got Iron Man, then Hulk.
That's our list right now.
Yep. And one Yep.
That's it.
One really good film, one painful, awkward, somewhat hilarious mess that has a decent soundtrack.
Fun to watch with friends while drunk. Let's say that. You just shout at it. Thank you guys for MCU Ranked. We're going to be doing this next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Like we said, Iron Man 2 and Thor 1. That'll be a good time. We'll let you know how that goes. And that we'll see where they rank. As for the rest of our streaming action, I think there's a chance we're going to be finishing Halo 2 tomorrow.
Probably. We have what do we have? We have an arbiter level. We have 2 arbiter levels and a chief level. So
we can do it.
Depending on how hard that is, most likely we will wrap that up. Bing bangity boop.
Yep.
And then we got and then we're on to Halo 3.
Yes.
So
that'll be fun. And
on the Xbox 360.
That's where we'll start having 4-player co-op. So I believe we may have some slots closed for our 4-player co-op. Is there any open? We need to confirm those people that want to.
I know for sure Quinn wants on. I know Parker wants on for ODST, but scheduling is a conflict, so we'll see.
And we have other people within our Discord and the rest of our community that has expressed interest. We will shout that out if we finish Halo 2 this week.
We should have. What we should do is we should get in the multiplayer, and I'll have them do a Slayer match for the spots. There we go. All right, so.
And then after that, we doing Sea of Thieves this week?
Probably. Depends on how big that patch is and how timing goes.
Right.
So we'll see how it goes because it is patch week this week with the new stuff.
So Halo tomorrow, Wednesday. That'll be at 7 p.m.
Yes, it is.
And then we got Sea of Thieves. That will be probably around 7. We try to aim for as early as possible, but life happens. Yep. And then Friday, we're gonna be doing some Avengers stuff. That will probably happen. I mean, we're still trying to figure out the timing on that. They do their their war table thing at 2 or 2:30. So I may do it.
I'll be in the chat at least.
Yeah, well, Bronson and I will figure it out because we want to try and do more of these streams where we're playing together. So if that means we stream later, we will. Being a part of our Discord is a good way to stay up on when we'll be doing those streams.
How do you join the Discord, you may ask? You click this link.
We got a link in the chat right over here on Twitch.
But you have to be a follower.
You have to be a follower.
So we'll be very upset.
Yes. And then after that, Saturday, I don't think we have anything planned. Other than
not that I know of.
Yeah, unless someone feels like doing a solo stream or something. I'll be occupied this weekend, but and then it wraps around to Super Gamecast 2 on Sunday. 10:30 a.m. Video game industry news and everything else. So.
Yes, indeed. Which we already have a good chunk of stuff to talk about.
Already, man. Yeah, this is an interesting week already. We got more to go. So.
Yep. Anyway, guys, we'll be back. Tomorrow, and we're gonna raid Jerica.
Let's go raid Jerica on Twitch.
She always beats us.
Let's get her this time.
So everybody, I want you in.
Join us
say hello. There are 5 of you. I should see 5 viewers ready to raid. One of you is a disappointment to your family.
Don't take those words to heart. I understand.
Take them.
I understand. Wow, one left. All right. Oh goodness! All right, you guys.
Ready to go.
See you guys later. Good Lord.